Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be an interesting one, and I think it's a very important conversation to have, and it is about how to find and trust a stylist. As someone who's been thoroughly traumatized by stylists my entire life, I truly believe that I would never see a stylist ever again. And I didn't for almost 10 years. And you know what the sad thing is? It's the fact that I made peace with not having other people touch my hair ever again. How sad is that? Not even my mother. She knows it's one strike out. And I give her detailed instruction. Just do this. And if you can't follow directions, you gotta go too, ma. Oh my God, I'm legit traumatized when it comes to having other people touch my hair. Does anybody else relate? Anyways, I was cool not seeing another stylist ever again up until last year. So last year I saw 2 stylists. Wow, you know? Coming from not seeing a stylist for over 10 years, almost 10 years, and then seeing a stylist back to back, you know, I made a lot of progress as a person. I have grown and matured, and I gave stylists a chance. And you know what? I had a great time. I was lucky enough to meet 2 beautiful souls last year. Shout out to you, Paula and Z. I always shout them out because I had a wonderful time seeing them, which made me realize that potentially the climate is changing, but I don't know. I only saw 2 stylists, and I cannot be held responsible for whatever happens to your hair. Okay, I'm not saying things have changed, but I just saw 2 people. That's it. Someone on Instagram reached out to me, and she had a question regarding a stylist, and ultimately this is what led to today's video. I actually think it's very beneficial to partner with a stylist, even if you see someone once a year that's going to take care of your hair, you know, part of your self-care routine, a little gift from you to you, you know what I mean? But it has to be the right stylist. And this is what we're going to talk about today, how to find a trustworthy stylist. But before you sit in anybody's chair, make sure that you watch Jen J's video so that you can get my top tips on how to pick and find a stylist. This is the video that I wish I had when I was younger, to be honest, and maybe I wouldn't be so traumatized when it comes to stylists. My first step is to do your research. And I hate to start with that phrase. I feel like it's one of those phrases that's been abused. Everybody's like, oh my God, do your research. But you have to look into the person that you are ultimately going to trust your hair with. Stalk their Instagram page, look at their past work, make sure that it aligns with what you're looking for, make sure that they can do what you want them to do. Look into them. Part of your research is to find someone who believes in how you want to take care of your hair. What I mean by that, if you want to use oils and butters in your hair, find a stylist that specializes in that. If you don't want to use raw oils and butters in your hair, then find a stylist that will also do just that. So make sure that you do your research and find if the person can do what you want them to do. You should never sit in someone's chair if you do not look into them and stalk them and did some thorough research. You don't know who this person is. You don't know what she can do or cannot do. Number 2, 2022 and beyond is the year of receipts. If you want someone to do something in your hair, they better have proof that they can do it for real. If someone says they can do something, but that they can't prove it to you, don't walk, run, girl, run. And I understand there's a downfall to this point, right? Because at the end of the day, not every stylist is online. So there could be someone that lives right down the street from you that have a wonderful salon that's doing amazing work, but you are not going to be able to look into them like that or stalk their Instagram page because they're not on social media. I get that. But it's also 2022. Is that your fault that they're not on social media? That's a choice that they've made as stylists, and you're making your choice for your hair. No hard feelings. It's not personal at this point, is it? The second downfall with this point is the fact that there are some new upcoming stylists that may not have a portfolio to show, whether that's their Instagram or, I don't know, in person. Do people have portfolio in person? I don't know. I don't go to stylists like that. I wouldn't know. So I get how that may not be beneficial in helping new stylists. But is that your fault? So that's the second downfall, because I'm sure there's a lot of stylists that need to build their portfolio. And at that point, I feel like maybe, girl, you should give a few free services. You will find someone for free. It's still your responsibility to build your portfolio. I don't know. It's not personal, it's business. My third tip is to trust your gut. If it doesn't feel right, it's not right. If you call the place and you do not like how this lady talked to you on the phone, call somebody else. Don't walk, run. Trust your gut. I just feel like being with a stylist has to be an enjoyable experience. You want to go to them, especially if you're paying a lot of money. You better have a great experience. You better walk away with your cup full. Sometimes it's not even just the work. They could be amazing stylists, but if the energy don't match with your energy and you're feeling some kind of way when you leave, you don't feel happy, your hair looks good, but inside you're sad, find somebody else. I don't believe there's any reason for you to sit in someone's chair. Pay someone, first of all, to sit in their chair and leaving miserable, whether your hair looks good or not. Ideally, your hair should look good, but I'm just saying, if you go see someone and you're feeling any kind of way after you see them, or your hair is not exactly what you wanted it to be, hopefully there is no damage because you did your research. However, if the vibe's not right, look into somebody else. There's a lot of stylists out there now. There is a lot of upcoming stylists out there as well. So always trust your gut, and we have to believe in ourselves. You know, we have to believe that there's a reason I don't like this person. We need to understand we're not for everybody. Some people will like you and some people won't. That's normal. Even you don't like everybody. Not everybody likes you, and that's okay. If you see a stylist and the vibe's not right, the energy's not right, but they do great hair, maybe see them again a few times as you transition into another stylist that will do amazing work and you can have a great conversation with. Because when you think about it, if you are seeing a stylist and you're there for 3 hours, that's a long time to be with someone whose personality you don't like. That's just me. If something doesn't feel right as you booking the appointment, then don't do it. If when you see the person, you don't really like the vibe, then don't see them again. Find somebody else. Like, you're not committed to the first person that you try out, right? And if you do your research, they should at least be good at doing hair and doing what you want them to do. So there is nothing for you to lose at that point. Number 4, and this one's a big one for me. If someone is trying to change your natural curl pattern, personally, I wouldn't keep seeing someone like that. If every other conversation, oh, you should loosen your curls, why don't you try this treatment? I know this treatment that's going to relax your hair. You know about this one, it's going to make your hair softer. It's going, If someone is trying to change your natural curl pattern, run. This is where a lot of my trauma is coming from. So I feel it. I feel it in my body. My therapists always say to pay attention to the signs, and just talking about it is making me a little, what's the word? I don't know what the emotion is. I need to sit with myself, because I was gonna say emotional, but I feel like we use that. We're overusing, oh, it's just making me emotional. But what is the emotion? Emotional is such a huge umbrella. Anyways, you did not come here for that. You came for hair. If you're sitting in someone's chair and they're trying to change your natural hair pattern, what your hair look like, and I mean change it chemically, I would run. Ideally, you want to partner with a stylist that embraces your texture. She embraces your hair in its entirety, and she's here to care for your hair and help you get a better wash, clarify perhaps, and wash and condition. She's really caring and nurturing your hair, and you walking out with your hair in a healthy state. This is who you want to partner with, and this is who I would want to partner with. Someone who loves natural hair, not someone who loves looser textured natural hair and wants to work with that. No. For me, you have to love my hair for me to trust you to take care of it. It's okay, Jen. It's okay. You can sit with yourself later. A lot of us grew up with the conversation that we need to change our hair. You got to do something with it. Are you going out like that? This is what relaxers did, okay? And we use relaxers to the point that we have damaged our skin. If you are going to see the stylist though because you want a relaxer, because you want a specific treatment to loosen your texture or do whatever, that's a different story. Do your research and find someone who specializes in that. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is if you're sitting there trying to take care of your natural hair and someone's telling you every other conversation your options when you didn't even ask. I am going to read to you the conversation that I recently had with a follower. Like I told you earlier, she is the spark that gave me the idea for this video. Tierra, I have to find the screenshots, girl. Hi Jen, I hope it's okay to ask this question, but what are your thoughts on keratin treatments for 4C hair? I'm currently getting my hair done. My shoulders are injured, so I can't do my own hair right now. And the stylist suggested that I get a keratin treatment. My first thought was that it's going to mess up my hair, and then I was like, let me ask Jen. First of all, I think that's hilarious. It's funny because I'm not a stylist or a professional, but I told her that it's not something I would recommend on 4C hair unless she had a specific result in mind. And I asked her a question. I was like, why does the stylist want to use it? Ultimately, if you guys don't know what a keratin treatment is, it's a chemical treatment that is going to smooth and add shine to your hair. If you can think of your cuticles closing and reflecting more light, being shinier. So she said, thank you for responding to my message. I really appreciate it. So the stylist was saying it will help loosen up my curls and make it softer. But I don't know about this stylist. She also was suggesting for me to loosen my curls and get blowouts. To me, that's a red flag. She is suggesting so many different things that are ultimately going to loosen her curls. She even told her that it will loosen up her curls and make it softer. When are we going to accept that not everybody has soft hair? Some people have hair with a rough surface texture, and it's not soft. Like I can never touch the surface of my hair and be like, oh, it's soft. And when I was younger, my mom would touch my hair and she'd be like, oh, it's grain. If you're Haitian, you know what that means. And we're all traumatized by that word, okay? Not every surface texture is the same, so not everybody has soft hair. And when someone tells me that they want to loosen up someone's curls to make their hair softer, to me that's a red flag. And if you are sitting in someone's chair like that, there she is. She was listening to her gut. That does not sound right. For me to get blowouts, wait a minute. You know, it didn't sound right. She listened to her gut. She's like, I don't know, girl. I don't know if I'm gonna see her. And I would say, no, do not see her again. Just walk out of there and just thank the Lord that nothing bad happened. I saw this video on Instagram and it was this stylist literally ripping through someone's hair with shampoo in it. She was doing it with so much rage, you guys. Like, why are you so angry? What's happening? What happened before this video started filming? How could you? How dare you? I would have walked out with shampoo in my hair. That's exactly what you're not about to do to my hair, ma'am. And this leads me perfectly to my fifth point, and it is to speak up. If you are sitting in someone's chair and they are hurting you, they're doing something that you don't appreciate, they're doing something that you don't like, they are ripping through your hair, they're not being gentle, say something. Let's normalize saying something when someone is in your hair. It's okay to say something. I'm not saying to go and be wild and start cussing people out, but ooh, sorry girl, that one hurt. Ooh, can you please explain to me what you're doing right now? Can you explain to me why you're using this? Oh, wait, this comb, that looks a little small. Are you sure? Ask a question. When you don't know, just like, oh, why exactly are we doing this? Ask them to explain to you what they're doing if you're uncomfortable. But no matter what, please say something. It's your hair. I have sat through so many stylist chairs and have not said anything and then walk away disappointed. But at the end of the day, I didn't say anything. Why? You know, why didn't I say something? If someone is burning your hair, say something. Especially for me, I'm tender-headed, and it's one of those things. I say it all the time, by the way. So if you're gonna be in my hair, you have to be gentle. There's none of that ripping. I can do my hair myself, okay? Please. Please get away from me. If I'm gonna be rough with my hair, let me do it. I'm not about to pay someone to be rough with my hair. This is what we're not gonna do. This is another point that's part of my trauma, if you can't tell. Yeah, now I definitely say something. I'm very vocal. I'm not mean or rude or anything like that, but I will say something. Matter of fact, I start the service by saying what I want, my expectations, okay? That's another way for me to make sure that there is no miscommunication. I didn't know, you didn't say anything. What excuse? No, I think there's client etiquette as well. That's a whole video right there, because I'm sure stylists have a whole list of pet peeves when it comes to us. And yeah, I'm sure you guys do. If any stylists are watching this, please leave a comment below. Oh, leave a comment below and let me know. Y'all must have a long list of just pet peeves. But as a client, I think it's very important that you set expectations straight. Personally, as soon as I walk in, first thing that I'm going to say is, hi, I'm tender-headed, how are you? That's my thing, okay? I don't like people pulling on my scalp, especially back there. Ooh, just the thought of it. The thought of it. I can't. I mean, everywhere, to be honest, everywhere. But back here? Whew. When I was younger, it was worse. Like, water from me washing my hair, I couldn't handle. Like, the water hitting my head, I couldn't handle it. That's how tender-headed I am. So, especially when it comes to braiding, you have to say something, because you not saying something when someone is braiding your hair can be what makes the difference between you having edges and never having edges ever again. Wouldn't you want to say something? So yes, please, let's start normalizing speaking up and just being able to have a conversation with someone. Let's normalize that. The stylist is a person. Let's express ourselves. Let's talk to each other. Let's have a great consultation at the beginning of the treatment before we dive right in. A lot of stylists are like, go see a professional, partner with a professional. Like, that's the answer to everything. A lot of us are triggered by that. I'm triggered when I hear it. It's not easy to go see and trust a professional, especially when you've been burned in the past. No pun intended. You know, part of me, I also try to be understanding of stylists as well. I'm not blaming them entirely. Although, you know, the ones that are ripping through people's hair, we need to talk. I don't understand. Why are you doing this? But I would never fault someone who did not know any better, but yet went and got the proper training and education to elevate their craft. I mean, isn't that what we all doing? Unlearning, relearning, and trying to level up. I mean, we're all trying to figure out life. If you haven't noticed, no one knows what they're doing. We're just doing our best, Tom. I'm doing my best. Anyways, so those are my 5 tips when it comes to seeing a stylist. Question of the day, what are your best tips when it comes to seeing a stylist? Leave it down below. Your tips may help someone else and prevent someone from being traumatized by seeing the wrong person, because at the end of the day, I'm sure there are some great stylists out there, but I've seen some very terrible things on Instagram. So I'm sure it's equally balanced, good and bad. And it's very important that we do our research and make sure that we see the right person for us. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate it as always. If you want to see my content before anybody else, be sure to check out my Patreon. I will put the link down below. It supports me, it supports this channel, and I can bring you this quality content. This video was a big one. My God, I feel like I just had a therapy session just talking through my trauma. Braiders are still dead to me though. I will likely never see someone to braid my hair unless it's something very specific that I can't do myself. Maybe then I will sit and have a long consultation with someone. All right, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.